everybody, welcome into Farm Cooking with Nan. Today we're going to do some, we're going to do some Italian turkey meatballs for subs, okay? So I have 1 pound here that I've thawed of Italian style ground turkey. Italian style ground turkey. Now, if you want to use this recipe and you want to use beef, I'm just trying to keep it light and good for me, okay? But if you want to do the beef one, and I'm cutting this recipe in half. This recipe is from my cookbook, Family Favorite Recipes, Farm Cooking with Nan. So if you've got this cookbook, look on page 28, and this, you can do it with beef. You could do it with ground chicken. You can do it with ground turkey or whatever you want to, okay? So we got 1 pound of that in there. And I'm going to read off what I've put in there. Because, like I said, I did cut everything in half. I'm going to put 1 egg. I'm going to put on my little thing here, I have got 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, 3 tablespoons of, I'm going to put in, well, never mind. Let me start back over, okay? I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. I'm going to put in 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. Let's put our breadcrumbs in there. And those are Italian breadcrumbs, okay? You can use, if you just got plain, then add a little extra in your seasoning, the Italian seasoning. I'm going to put in 1/2 cup of, a little bit heaping, 1/2 cup of chopped onions. I'm going to put in 1/4 cup of milk. And you say, oh, Nan, why are you putting milk in that? Whole milk. Be sure and use either heavy whipping cream or whole milk, because that makes your meat tender, okay? It tenderizes it, you know? Then I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. But if, you know, if I said it wrong, it's all right. I'm going to have to get on my grammar police out there, that when you live in the country, our language is totally different than everybody else's, okay? So I just want you to know that. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. I'm going to put 1.5 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, and that was heaping. And I'm going to put 3/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And I'm going to put 2.5 tablespoons of chopped parsley. And you can tell that's fresh parsley that I had in my refrigerator. It sounds like we got our parsley, we got our onion, we got our pepper, we got our salt, we got our Italian seasoning, we got our breadcrumbs put in there, we've got our Worcestershire sauce, we've got the whole milk put in there, we've got the minced garlic that's getting ready to go in, and we got the 1 pound of turkey, and we also have 1 pound of turkey and 1 egg. So let's put all this in there. I tried to save y'all a little time with me getting all this out. Hands are washed, so I'm just going to start in, and I'm going to, now where I cut this in half, you do it the way that it feels right to you. I might add, I can tell by the feel that I might add some more breadcrumbs. Just a little bit. I'm going to put a little parm too. The recipe in my cookbook doesn't call for that. Let me see if I can get the lid off with 1 hand. Hang on a minute. There we go. I'm going to put about 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. And I'm going to put just a tad bit more, not much, but just a tad bit of the Italian style breadcrumbs. That's probably about a quarter more cup. You just know by the feel of what it feels like in your hands if your meatballs are going to be a little bit too runny. I always know you can adjust that with just a little bit of breadcrumbs. You want to get it real, you don't want to over mix it, but you want to make sure all your seasoning is just spread out through the meat. Okay, now, let me wash my hands and I'll be right back. If you see construction going on behind me, they're putting in my new sink and stuff, and they took my curtain off so they can watch to see if there's any leaks or anything like that. So if you see something weird, don't pay any attention. We'll get it fixed. We've got our hands all cleaned up and everything. I've got, this is probably about a 12-inch skillet, iron skillet, and I always grease it up a little bit. I've got a medium cookie scoop here. And you know, this is something like if Pop can have his on his sub, and I can have mine, you know, I could use Hero bread or whatever to make me a little sub with. But you know what? I like them just plain with the marinara that I use on them. I like them just plain. This will make, even though it's just 1 pound of meat, and my recipe in my cookbook calls for 2 pounds. You know, if you're making, what I do is, I do the 2 pounds usually, and then as quick as I do that, I go ahead and cook my meatballs. Go ahead and bake them. I do them in the oven. And then I take whatever's left over after, you know, if we're going to eat 2 meals or 1 meal with them, and I freeze them. And I can tell you, they freeze excellent. Excellent. So this is the easiest way right here to do your balls. Saves a lot of time. But whatever's left over, I will just freeze right in the marinara that I've got them in. Right in the marinara. And then whenever, you know, maybe I don't feel good, or, you know, I just want to pop some out, you could not only use these in your as a sub, but you can also use these in, I pop them out and make spaghetti and have the meatballs with these. Now, I normally don't do turkey. I normally do beef, y'all know that. But I just thought it would be a little lighter. I'm going to probably get 1 more in there. And then I'm going to preheat my oven to about 400 and get them in there. And they'll only be in there about 15-20 minutes, and I'll check them. Well, let's get all cleaned up and get our oven hot. I'm preheating my oven right now. I got me a little skillet. I'll just put them all in there at once instead of making 2 different trips. But Lord, these are so good to use in your spaghetti as meatballs. Oh, they're good. We don't want to waste a drop, do we? And get every little drop of onion there. We don't want to lose nothing. That's a big one there. So as soon as this turns to, as soon as I get my oven preheated to 400, I will pop these in, and I'll let you know exactly how long that all this stayed in there. Now, I just put them in the oven, and I'm gonna show you what I done. I just took 3 little potatoes and I quartered them. You can see they're quarters. Just gonna do something different. I put a little bit of oil in there, coated them, so whatever I put down in here will stick to my potatoes. Now, I put just a little bit of Italian seasoning. I'm gonna put just a little bit more. I put a little bit of the Italian breadcrumbs. And I'm gonna put a little bit of the Parmesan cheese. If you buy these cheap bags, then you don't have to worry about making a mess. You just make sure everything is well coated. Let me see what I'm going to put these in. Let's just grab a skillet real quick. I'm going to put just a little bit of, this is avocado oil, just a tablespoon. Because I like that fried, the fried on the bottom of them. It's just always better. Dropped one, didn't I? Now let's spread these out. I'm gonna spray just a tad. Whoop! Well, I turned the thing around the wrong way. Do y'all ever do that? And I'm gonna pick this up and sprinkle this parm and these breadcrumbs all over what I've got here, so it'll stick to the potatoes. I don't want to spray myself. Pop's going to be eating these. I've never put the breadcrumbs on there, so I can't wait to find out how that works. I always just use all the other ingredients. Okay, we're ready to get this cleaned up, because look, I've spilled everything everywhere. And we'll get it all cleaned up, and as soon as my meatballs come out of the oven, I'm gonna put them in there and get them started. Let's put just a tad bit of pepper. Let's put just a tad bit of salt. Gotta have salt on potatoes. Seems like it takes more salt on potatoes than it does on any other vegetable, I'm telling you. And that's just personally. Okay, just a few pinches, but that's the easy way. And we're gonna clean this mess up, and we'll be back. I left them in about 40 minutes. I'm using Rayo's homemade style. I took my little flat spatula, not spatula, but you know what I'm talking about. And I loosened these up. I let them stay in the oven for about 45 minutes. Now, I'm gonna pour this chunky style over that. Pour a little bit over this one. This has got garlic and mushrooms in it. And I'm just gonna pop those as soon as I get my little spatula back into the oven for a little while. I usually just use marinara, but this is what I had that was low sugar, okay? I'm gonna see if I can get my potatoes in there too. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to or not. Well, you know what? I did. See you back in a minute. I've got some ragu too. I'm gonna add some, this is what I should have used in the beginning with. That low sugar just had a few extra things in there. Won't hurt to have extra. And this is just ragu, tomato, garlic, onion sauce is what that one is. And here I made a mess. Put that back in there. There we go. Okay, just got them out of the oven. They were just bubbling. Now I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. I'll try to get a picture of them, but I'm just going to slice open. I don't think these are pre-sliced. They're not. Let me grab a knife right here. I'm just going to slice, and these are just white sub rolls. Just white sub rolls. I'm going to slice that open and leave just a little bit on the back. Now, I'm going to, a lot of times I'll brown mine, you know, but I'm going to brown it. Then I'm going to put a couple of slices of provolone cheese. I'm going to put a couple of slices of provolone cheese. And I'm going to put a little mozzarella cheese. Young'uns. Wait till you get old and your fingers don't work. Okay. We'll get up here at the end. When it just went out, we've got snow here. Snow, snow, snow. But we're going to put, just say we're going to put at least 2 slices of provolone cheese. We're probably going to put some mozzarella cheese on there. Ruby, shh. Put a little mozzarella. She hears Jackson coming. Okay. Then we're going to scoop out a few of these balls and put them on there while it's hot. I'm going to take that just like that and put it on my sandwich holding thing here. Looky here. And if you want to add just a little bit more mozzarella on top, get just a pinch more. Now, the potatoes are still in the oven. I don't know what I've done with my, there it is. Still in the oven. The potatoes are still in the oven, but I'm going to show you one more time what I'm doing. Except next time I'll try to take a picture with my potatoes. Okay? Just want to thank y'all for watching. I'm going to put all these in one skillet now and clean up this skillet. But I will, whatever I don't eat tonight, I will be freezing. No problem. This good marinara on there. I want to thank y'all for watching with me, young'uns. I appreciate you so very much. You know, it's easy. Like I said, I'm going to be eating some cheese on mine. I'm going to take mine out, put it in a dish. I'm going to tear up my provolone over the top of it. Put me a little mozzarella. That's protein. And I'm going to eat mine without the bread. But you can have yours if you get that Hero bread. Is great. Has wonderful little hoagie-like things that you can make sandwiches. You can even take a hot dog, one of their hot dog buns, and make a little miniature hoagie out of it. And then, you know, only have maybe 1 gram in your carbohydrates. So if you want to do that, you can do that. I use the low sugar. That's about all I buy is low sugar. And then my own that I make, and I've canned my own, I don't even put any sugar in that. So you can use your own homemade marinara, whatever works for you. Just want y'all to know that I love you, and I appreciate you watching. And I hope you get a chance. This is a cold, snowy day to be able to enjoy something piping hot. I'm going to cover this up with some aluminum foil so we'll have it for supper after a while. I didn't have any lunch, so I'm going to have me a little bit for lunch too. But I want you to know how much that the good Lord loves you. Don't forget that, you know. I just look outside. I did a little video I'm going to post about the snow that came today. It's our first snow, and God's just awful good to us. He's awful good to us. And just to think He blankets everything with that beautiful snow just is amazing to me, how the good Lord is so good to us. Don't pay attention to the old world and the things that the old devil wants to push our way. Just keep your eyes on the Lord, okay? Well, I'm going to go. And I will see you next time, Lord willing. And maybe we'll do another recipe together, okay? Remember, love y'all. Bye-bye.